Good morning. Everyone has been affected by addiction, whether it be a loved one currently battling addiction or maybe, sadly, a loved one who may have lost the battle. But our next guests can help. Greg Hannley and Daniel Baldwin with Soba Recovery are here, along with the lovely Miss USA 2006 and recovery advocate, Tara Connor. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I've missed you guys.
I know, it feels like it's been so
It does.
There was extra time.
It was longer than normal.
Yeah.
2 months. Yeah.
So, yeah.
My chest hair grew more.
Okay, well.
And anxiety not seeing you.
Well, my chest hair did not grow, but I did have anxiety. And I did miss you greatly.
Should I have been growing chest hair?
No.
I feel left out.
Get in the crew,
It is not the new thing. We're going to go ahead and not do that,
Okay.
not jump on that bandwagon. Okay, let's get to trending topics because we always start with that, and we have to talk about Kanye West. So as you know, he's been in the news lately. He's been acting a little strangely, saying some things. People are, questioning his mental stability. Some people say he's just stirring the pot because that's what Kanye does.
Right.
Other people saying leave him alone. What do you guys think? Because do you feel like it's erratic behavior, and should people closest to him be concerned?
I think
Honestly.
that only they would know if it's erratic behavior or not, because we just see the character. Like, we don't ever really get to see the family dynamic with, we see it on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but
Yes.
is it real? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But I don't know. He's just acting like Kanye. He's always like that.
Well, I think if you read up on the story is that he went to get liposuction. And he got the lipo, and they gave him opiate-based pain medication. And what it should say to you is, it doesn't matter who you are.
Right.
You start taking those pills beyond a few days to alleviate the initial really bad pain, and you're subject to becoming addicted to them very quickly.
Yeah.
And he says he was. He admitted that
Right.
he became addicted.
He admits he was. When you have the access like he has,
Yeah.
how about get a trainer, guy?
Yeah.
Is he the guy that was talking about Trump a lot?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then there's
So
that.
the people who think that he's mentally ill are just people that hate Trump.
So
If you eliminate that group,
right. And then there's that.
because I got the feeling that the people who like Trump think he's just fine.
Everything. They think he's
Exactly.
everything. Right.
And then there's that.
Yeah. I'm curious. Anyone that's ever been addicted to opioids, I wonder how they just stop taking them. And they're also
Yes.
saying, some reports are saying that he's off his meds or he doesn't like taking them. So, if I go off my meds, it's not a good look. You know what I mean? It's not.
But you guys, he's always done this type of stuff.
Yeah.
He always stirs the pot,
think
and he
he's
also, I
just
think, has an
fine.
album coming out. Right.
Yeah.
I think he may just be being Kanye.
Probably. Who knows? More will be revealed.
Yes.
Turn the pot.
Yeah,
Turn the
that's what he
pot.
does. And it's working. It's what everyone's talking about.
I think he had a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he had a problem.
For sure.
And if that's the case, I hope that he got help or will get help.
Well, he admits
that's the
it,
case.
and he got off him, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
what
that's
he
the
said.
story. So
Problem solved.
when you're that busy, the thing to be concerned about is somebody that's in the spotlight like that is, will you maintain what's necessary in order to
Yeah.
stay focused on your sobriety? We'll see.
Right.
Well, we wish him the best, either way.
His wife will be calling me. You'll see.
She will.
I know, right? Where to send them.
That's right.
Pow, pow.
Soba. We know exactly where they should go. We also had some news that came out last week that had to do with Prince and his passing. And the attorney who had been involved in the investigation came out and said that the evidence suggests that Prince took counterfeit Vicodin that contained fentanyl, and that there's no evidence that he knew that he ingested that.
He absolutely knew what he was ingesting, let's be real. Sorry, was that too much?
No, I wanted to get
It's
No,
your
that's
opinion.
that's not true.
I don't think that's true.
No, I have a friend that took Vicodin and had to get Narcan 5 times to revive. And he was telling me they're making counterfeit Vicodin, that they're selling it. And now, if you're buying it on the street, you don't know what you're getting,
Right.
for
Of
sure.
course.
And there is millions of counterfeit
Well,
Vicodin pills that look exactly like it, that are just fentanyl pills.
Well,
Right.
there's a lot of categories in this, and I usually break them down, in this case, into financial categories. So when you're Prince and you go to your doctor and you get the mega amount, the most you could possibly get, and you're using beyond that, you can't get them, and you're Prince, and you don't want other doctors and people to get involved where you're going to get in trouble. So you send Leo out to go find what you need or whatever, because he's Prince and he doesn't. But he's not out of money. The guy that's using the street stuff, that knows he's using the street stuff, is because he can't even get to a doctor anymore, and he can't afford it. And he'll buy whatever it is he can put in his body. Unfortunately, the money is what probably killed him.
Yeah, I don't think that he's going to purposely take a counterfeit Vicodin.
Right. Right.
It's just sad. It just makes me so
There's
sad.
a lot of stuff that was sad
I mean,
about
I don't
that
know.
story.
I would take if someone told me, hey, here, this is a pain pill. Like, it's, it's like a Vicodin. I was like, okay. Like, it didn't matter to me, and I was a teenager. So who knows? I mean, it is what it is. He overdosed.
The bottom line is there's counterfeit Vicodin that are out on the street right now that will kill you.
Right.
Well, and Greg put up a great point. You look at this guy, and you look at what happened to him. He's on a commercial airliner, and he's in such bad duress, they have to turn the plane around and divert its path with all the passengers on it because he's going to die. He goes to a hospital, and hours later, they put him out on his own. When if it was, and it is, a mental health issue, as Greg has pointed out, you'd be able to hold that guy for 72 hours for observation. If we clarify, he could have died had they not got him there on time, and he died the next day or 2 days later.
Just such a tragic
It's very terrible
situation.
what the laws are right now.
All right, guys, don't go anywhere. We're going to have more with my friends here after the break.
With my friends here.
So you would have cracked your ass up so bad, Greg. We can't go to sleep. We're watching the show. I go to the refrigerator and see big bottles and stuff, right? So I look at
And we are back with Greg Hannley and Daniel Baldwin with Soba Recovery and Miss USA 2006 and recovery advocate Tara Connor. And continuing our talk when it comes to opioids and whatnot, and we will do that. But we always talk about who is on the cover of your publication, Recovery Today. And it's a very special guy and a really great story. It is the NFL's Montee Ball. So he got brutally honest, didn't he, about his recovery?
What a good guy.
Yes,
Yeah,
I know.
He's one of those guys that, and this happened also, we have an MMA fighter, Big Country, that is wearing our Soba addiction patch. But Montee is like him, where after the article, he called up and asked what else he could do. And
that's awesome.
he's completely in his recovery. He's using his voice to help people, and he was really a pleasure to get to talk to.
He talks about the fact that he was very good at hiding his addiction, even while he was becoming a finalist for the Heisman Trophy, and he was shattering all these records, and he was hiding that from people.
Well, it's so easy to hide. I mean, I was hiding it while I was Miss USA. I mean, I was high when I competed for Miss USA, but no one would ever know. I was very comfortable. Like, the drugs worked for me and helped me through those things until it didn't work anymore.
I was just high all the time.
The exciting thing for me about Montee is that I have a lot of friends that play in the NFL and play pro sports. And for a guy, of his stature to come out and openly talk the way he does, and remember that, in that 12th step, we give it back to keep ourselves sober. So he's working his own program by doing that. But the exciting thing is a lot of them are in a situation where they don't think they can say anything.
Right.
So for him to break that door down and him say, no, you know what, you can. And a lot of them are doing stuff to maintain their bodies and different things in the steroid category stuff. It's equally as addicting, and the pain medications they take after playing in the league.
For years and years.
This is a man we're talking about that had legitimate reasons to take pain medication.
Right.
I mean, he's got giant men slamming into him for a living, but to be able to identify all that and come out on the other side and be helpful, what a great testimonial to his upbringing by his mother and father, and what a good man he is.
And we need more people like that to come forward and say, you know what, I had the same issue, and there's so many of us out there that, you wouldn't ever believe would have an addiction because of the stigma, but then you let us open our mouth and make it okay for us to come forward, then we'll give you all of it.
Yeah, and it opens the door for so many people that have been so, just scared to admit the truth. So
takes the shame away from it.
People are scared to call. They call it the 1,000-pound phone because you look at it, you want to call, you need to, but you're afraid of what the reaction is going to be when people find out. And usually what happens is that everybody already knew.
Right. And they're like, wait a minute, that's what you always say, that no one was shocked or surprised.
Yeah, people are afraid of it. Like, maybe but we've all known people that have a problem, and they have a problem. The only person who thinks that they don't have a problem or nobody knows is them.
Yeah,
it's true.
The other thing too that comes out, I hear him say all the time, is that the apprehension, the 1,000-pound phone, and they get done with the conversation with Greg or Alex or whoever, and they go, gosh, I feel so much better.
Yeah.
What a relief.
Right.
Yeah, you're carrying that around. Carrying that secret around is really, really hard.
And I don't know what it is about making that phone call, whether it's just because it makes it real. Like anytime I need help, even now, I'm just like, I'll convince myself not to do
Right.
it, you know, because it's human nature. I feel like we all want to look good and we all want to look like we have our stuff together because society demands us to. But I think that, you know, once we do step into that unknown, we always feel 1,000 times better after we've done it. And that goes for everyone.
That's true.
Yeah.
It is a huge relief. And then to talk to someone like Greg who can say, it's okay.
Right.
And it's
Well,
gonna be
whoever's
okay.
on the end of our phones that answers isn't going to judge.
Right.
Because they've been there.
Right.
And it was the thing that people liked, the fact that I could relate to whatever crisis that they were in, because I felt like that. And, you know, parents who have to call about their kids, they think they're going to get blamed.
Right.
And it's not their fault.
They're embarrassed
And
too.
people who want to call because they're hurting, they're afraid that, you know, they'll have a whole story of what it's going to look like, and it's exactly the opposite
Right.
of that.
It's like vacation. It is. It's like vacation from life, and just
Yeah.
having that opportunity to get in touch with yourself. And, you know, Soba provides so many different resources for people just to understand what it is that they're suffering from, but also that there's a way up and out of that. And they, you know, it's like kid gloves the whole time. There's no judgment. It's just love. Like, let us love you until you love yourself.
I love that.
I'm too
And I
busy
love
judging
that.
myself to.
Right. We all are. And that's the thing. Everyone's worried about what everyone else thinks.
Right.
And no one's really worried about you. That's
Right.
just
We all live for other people. It's
Yeah.
never, I don't know how long it's going to take for us as a society to be like, you know, if I take care of me, then I can take care of everything else in my life and
true.
make that okay. It's okay to not be okay.
Exactly.
Right.
None of us are perfect. The struggle is real.
The struggle is so
thank
real.
God.
struggle is real.
Thought it was just me.
No, it's not you.
It's not just you.
It's all of us.
It's really not all that big a struggle. We make it such a struggle.
Right.
It's pretty simple. It really
So
is.
simple.
All right. Don't go anywhere, everyone, because after the break, we've got some viewer questions that we want to get to. We'll get to as many of those as we can. So stick around. We will be right back.
Pow, pow.
Sometimes we do things for the thrill. Sometimes we do things for survival. There have been different points in my life where I didn't know if I would survive. Seek humility, or it will find you. I have faced many fears, confronted many challenges. Having the courage to overcome the beast of addiction is by far the biggest victory of my life. True victory is victory over oneself.
Welcome back, everyone, and we are back with Soba Recovery, and we wanted to get to viewer questions because we always get a lot of those, so y'all want to just get started?
Yeah.
You ready?
Pow, pow.
Okay, here we go. First step. What are the signs someone is using? I'm very close to one of my cousins, and every time I see her, she behaves differently. One minute she's full of energy, the next she's almost slurring her words. What do I do?
Those would be the signs.
Those would be the signs. I mean, I think if you ever have to ask, like, what are the signs of someone that's taking drugs? Like,
You're
know,
seeing
they're
the
taking
signs.
drugs because there you go. That's
What does she do, though?
Here's the deal that we say over and over again. Generally, and especially for moms with their kids, if you think something is going on, it's because something's going
Right.
on.
Right.
You always say that. If you have that intuition,
Which
You
we
gotta
all
listen to
do.
it.
We
You
all
do.
have it.
it's in the gut.
It's in
Yeah,
the
and
gut.
what you do is you talk to her
Yeah, if you've come,
and say you're worried about her.
if at every family function you walked in the door and you got a hug from April, and you walk into a family function and April's hovered down her phone, you look at her and you go, April, and she goes, hey,
It's wrong. Right.
check.
Hey, what's up?
Or if they're
Yeah.
itching, here, for the opiate thing, if they're scratching themselves all the
Is that a
time,
thing?
oh yeah, that's a deal.
Okay. So talk to her.
Yeah.
Just talk
Have
to
Start
her.
the conversation, the famous line of Alex
That's right.
Dragici.
Here is the next question, my friends. Do insurance plans cover treatment? Are there any other ways to get help paying for rehab?
This is a great question.
It is.
Greg?
You're the man. What do people do if they're worried?
There are multiple types of insurance
Yeah.
that cover various levels of, but many times the insurance does. There are situations when people are put in a proposition of having to pay cash for it. And there's a scale depending upon what level of treatment they're going to be in. There's sometimes people come in a detox, they go into full rehab, then they stay really, really long term, which we encourage them to do because
Right.
it takes
Right.
time. It's not out of the question financially, but it does have an expense to it to give this type of coverage and
And there is other options. I mean,
Yeah.
there's even treatment financing companies.
Okay.
And then there's places where it doesn't cost money.
Yeah.
But probably a majority of the policies have a mental health, substance abuse piece to them, and the only difference can be whether it's in network or out of network. The main difference would be where would you go?
Right.
And if somebody calls us, we'll help them figure that out.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that we do is. And people are a lot of times really surprised that the cost is way lower than what they think. And by this time of year, they might have ate their deductible up or whatever it is going to be. But we'll help figure that out
Yeah.
for sure.
That's helpful right there and reassuring.
And it's also helpful just knowing that they'll walk them through it, because even looking at insurance plans
Oh,
makes
it's so
me
intimidating.
like,
yeah, you'll
it's
get
overwhelming.
frustrated as a mother calling
Right.
and have them say, "Yeah, we don't take that insurance." Click, what I mean?
Right.
And they never do that.
and
So-
that's time. Like, time is life when
Yeah.
it comes to addiction.
All right, guys, here is another one. It says, what are the laws when it comes to seeking treatment when you have a full-time job? Can my company fire me for being gone months to get sober? I think a lot of people put it off because of that,
A
too.
lot of people put it off because of that. I feel like it depends on the employer. What do you think? Is there a law
Well,
that protects you?
I thought there
Yeah.
was some.
Yeah.
There was a
There
law where they
are.
have
Yeah,
to
there
host
is a
you
law.
Yeah,
to
we
get
have
help.
we have people that come in and they take a medical leave of absence.
Right.
And they get on whatever that FMLA is type of thing, but it's a medical condition.
Right.
So it's the same thing of firing somebody if they got cancer.
And they
Right.
couldn't be
And
at
they-
work.
Yeah,
Right.
and you don't have to say, when you take a medical leave that's signed off by a doctor, you don't have to say what it is.
It's just a
and
medical
it's
leave.
illegal, but it is illegal for them to ask you.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting,
Yeah.
too. Didn't know that.
So people are using that as an excuse. So if you're saying to yourself, "Oh my gosh, but I just can't leave work. Like, what if I lose my job? Like, what if you die?"
Yeah.
You're fine.
Well, you're
Just ask
gonna
some
lose your
questions.
job.
You're
Yeah.
going to lose your job if
Right.
you don't stop.
For sure. Okay, guys, this one is, I think it's a mom, and she's asking about her teenager. She says, my teen is having surgery on his shoulder in a month. I know he will be prescribed prescription pain meds afterwards, and with all the talk in the news about the opioid epidemic, how can I make sure he's only getting what he absolutely needs?
When
Hold
I go,
them.
yeah, hold them.
Dole them out.
And that's what you guys said last time.
Yeah.
You hold on to them,
Honestly-
give them as
Honestly,
needed.
you want to know the truth? Tell them you don't want them. If
Yeah.
you give a kid extra strength Tylenol and leave that thing in a sling for 5 days,
Yep.
he's going to, after that, have to go and move it and go to a rehabilitation. Pain is there to let you know you're doing too much in this case.
Right.
So if it starts really hurting you, you probably used it too much that day, put it back in the
Right.
sling, and tell your doctor, you do not need to take an opioid-based painkiller for any, I mean, look,
Right.
if you get your leg cut off,
Yes.
I mean,
Bring
then-
on the morphine.
Okay, then you got to bring, right. Then there's an acceptable level.
Right.
Shoulder surgery? Are they taking his whole arm off and reattaching it? No. They're going to go in
So
there.
the other part to this, I broke my neck, and the first thing that they did was try to hand me opiates, which would have made the neck brace the second problem.
Right.
And so what I did is I took the prescription and I had it filled, but didn't pick it up. So it was there if I needed it, but I tried to use everything else besides that.
And your
I
kid's going
didn't
to
need
tell
to.
you too. Like, they're going to be like, but I'm hurting though. Because listen, when I was a kid and I felt that euphoric flow that went through me, I was like, I need more of that. That's how it started for me. So I don't know. I think that every time I have any type of surgery or procedure or whatever, or even a tooth thing, like I had wisdom teeth cut out, and I just took ibuprofen 800 milligram.
And you made it.
I'm fine.
Yeah,
Here,
do a
you made it.
workaround. Do a workaround if you can.
All right, guys, thank you for that. And coming up after the break, if you have a loved one who you feel is in trouble, maybe you think you need to seek treatment, we're going to tell you what you can do today to make a difference. We'll be right back.
All right.
And we are back with Soba Recovery, and Alex is joining us. And I mentioned before we went to break that if there's someone who feels like they have a problem or they have a loved one they're really worried about, what can they do today?
First, I got to say hi to Bella. She's homesick today. She told me to say hi.
Bella.
What we do is we say it starts the phone call. You can call or text Jane. She is there. You see the phone number that's been coming up the whole time. And we say text now because as we were talking about the 1,000-pound phone and it's
Right.
hard, maybe you can at least send a text. You can just say help.
Right.
What can I do?
Yeah.
Shout out hello to Jane.
Hello, Jane.
Yes,
Yeah,
Jane.
turn the phone, ready to go.
Call me back.
I love Jane.
Now, what if someone is going, gosh, I don't really know if I have a problem. I mean, do I really need to call today?
You can call and get an assessment and find out.
Yeah.
You know, if you got to
I can
ask her
figure that
yourself that, call and check in.
Yeah, just come
Yeah.
say hi.
Just in case.
Come kick it with us.
What if you have a kiddo that you're worried about?
Throw
Call and
them
check
in there while you still have
and
parental rights.
and one of the other things that's great is that, and Alex many times does this. Come on up, and he tour you around, and it takes away all that weight of thinking I'm going to a
Right.
hospital, I'm going to this terrible place. You
This
walk
is a
around going,
beautiful
man, they got
setting."
horses,
Yeah.
and they got basketball and,
Yeah.
and a pool.
And people look like they're having fun. What is
Right.
going
I had
on?
this
They're
mom.
smiling.
I had
Look, we
this
can't
mom-
get
mom-
rid of them usually.
They won't go away.
They want to stay.
Well, it's fine.
This
Yeah.
mom asked me, do you strap them to a gurney
Oh
for the? And I go, no, you need to come out and look.
Yeah.
She sees these guys sitting there eating cookies, you know, on the
Smiling,
going, yeah.
talking. Well, you guys are the best. Thank y'all for being here. We want to give everyone the info. You can text or call right now, 24/7. There will be someone there to talk to. You can ask for Jane, 210-727-2692, or go to sobatexas.com. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Pow, pow.
I think I'm going to start saying that.
People think courage is simply walking through fear. Courage is not running from yourself. I believed getting sober meant I would lose my edge. Turns out, I was wrong. I only surrendered the things that were holding me back. But all those fears I've faced over the years pale in comparison to the courage it took me to get sober. When you think your world is falling apart, it's actually coming together. I have found my freedom and will do anything to protect it. And so can you.